I said there'll be an update later on. We're going to have an update. 9 o'clock our time is scheduled for another press conference by the police. Now, there were some bits of information previously unknown. And after 2 days of conflicting information that the authorities have given all of us, here is what was said and what did not happen. Investigators said that a police officer was in fact not inside a school. We were told that there was an armed school safety officer. No way. When Ramos arrived. Not at all, contrary to previous reports. And that officer had not confronted Ramos outside the building. He walked in unimpeded. There was that back door. The door was unlocked. He had hopped the fence and walked right in. So after crashing the truck, he fires on two people coming out of a funeral home right nearby. Then he enters the school unobstructed through an apparently unlocked door. Now, there is no information or no talk about two people getting shot. You would think they would call 911 immediately. There's a guy with an assault weapon who just shot at us, and he's heading, even if he isn't at the school yet, he's heading for the school. And there was a 4-minute lapse, from what I understand, from the time the shooting took place to the time he hops the fence and goes into the school. Where's the 911 call? You get shot at, you're not going to call 911? And the police are not going to show up within a couple of minutes? Keep in mind, everybody is trained for active shooter incidents at schools. The police, the kids. There was an interview with a 10-year-old kid yesterday who was there with a classroom right next door. And he's there with his mom, and the reporter is asking him, and he says, so what are you feeling now? I'm frightened. I'm afraid I'm going to get shot. He was asked about the active shooter training. 4th grader, he said he's been involved in active shooter training since kindergarten is when he started those exercises. So you've got 4 minutes. We don't know if a 911 call was made. I can't imagine it wasn't. So actually the police didn't arrive on the scene until 12 minutes after the crash. And then they entered the school 4 minutes after that, and we're talking about after the 12-minute period, and then he enters the class. They enter the class, and there was a shootout. So I'm assuming that, and we don't know, I'm assuming the shooter was in the hall shooting at the cops. I think 2 were hit, non-threatening, non-life-threatening, and then ostensibly, they back up, and then he goes into a classroom. And here is the part that people are going, what are you doing? Well, because the police only had weapons, handguns, did not have tactical gear. They called for police with tactical gear, SWAT teams, etc. an hour. It took them for them to show up. By then, Ramos, the shooter, had shot up the classroom, and 19 kids and 2 teachers had been killed. And, why they didn't rush immediately? I mean, he's in a school full of kids, and we're told, oh my God, it would be suicide for the cops to show up. Hey, you're a cop, and you rush it. And then the question is, why didn't they have training to, when there's an active school shooting, why don't they have tactical gear in the trunk of their car? Because actually, when you talk about these SWAT teams, they're regular police officers who then go to a central location and pick up their tactical gear and their weapons and then go to the scene, as opposed to having all of this ready to go, the trained tactical police. Maybe all the police force is so small it doesn't matter. And then they called, and the horror of it, parents are outside because they knew what was happening because there was an hour delay. They're outside the school. Shots are being heard inside the school. They're screaming at the cops, get in there, get in there. They don't get in there. As a matter of fact, some of the cops were busy calming down and keeping the parents from rushing the school. And even in one case, you can see one of the parents being handcuffed on the ground. Heroes. Rush the school. Boy, are there some questions. No kidding. All right, let's move over to fireproofing your home. I mean, it's it's season. It's the season, and I want to go there before we come back to this. This is KFI. Let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Well, the NRA is under fire for still hosting its annual convention in Houston following the school shooting in Uvalde. Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena says there'll be protest and counter-protest zones around the convention center so people can act on their First Amendment rights. He says officers will be spread out around the campus and block off areas so attendees are safe.
That means barricades. That means hard locations to be able to control the crowd. We ask, know where the exits are, and they should not press against these barricades.
Pena says high school graduations are also happening at the convention center throughout the weekend, so people should look out for themselves and others so everyone is safe. LAPD officers swarmed a vacant lot turned homeless encampment in Granada Hills yesterday with search warrants to look for stolen property. They found a stolen van, dirt bike, and trailer. Turns out the van is a collector's item. Police have detained and questioned several people but have not arrested anyone. The lot was meant to become a home development, but the project was halted because of the Aliso Canyon gas leak. About 7,000 LA County hospital nurses and healthcare workers have reached a deal that includes a 15% raise over 3 years. The agreement yesterday came in time to avoid a 3-day strike. Other county employees agreed to a 12% raise earlier this month. A procedure on cats could soon be banned in California.
Lawmakers don't want cats to be declawed solely for the convenience of humans. The state assembly approved a bill yesterday that would ban the procedure except when it is medically necessary for the health of the cat. This is at least the 4th time since 2018 lawmakers in the state have tried to ban the procedure. The California Veterinary Medical Association opposed the bill, saying declawing is sometimes necessary to protect people on blood thinners or who have other conditions vulnerable to scratches. Deborah Mark, KFI News.
News is brought to you by Water Heaters Only. And a Mars lander is about to retire, but it's not going to Florida.
The interior exploration using seismic investigations, geodesy, and heat transport mission is simply known as InSight, and the robotic lander is simply running out of juice. NASA says a thick layer of red dust from the red planet blocking InSight's solar panels. The final selfie from InSight was released this week from April 24th, showing why they say it's probably coming to the end of its scientific life. It landed on Mars November 2018 to observe Mars quakes. It recorded its largest one, a 5.0, on May 4th. NASA's Perseverance and Curiosity robots are still going on Mars as they are run by nuclear power. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
We'll get a look at your drive on the 710 after Sports with Wayne.
The Dodgers-Arizona Diamondbacks series opener was an RBI festival for L.A. Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Cody Bellinger each batted in more than one. Freeman also hit a home run, and so did Chris Taylor.
Taylor swings and hits a drive to the left field corner deep. This ball back. This ball is gone. A home run for Chris Taylor. A 2-run shot. It is 12-1.
And the final result, a lopsided 14-1 rout. Game 2 set for 6:40 today, live on AM 570 LA Sports with Tony Gonsolin on the mound. The Angels lost their home opener to the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 6-3. That series continues at 6:38 with Chase Silseth on the mound. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a sunny day ahead, but cooler. Temperatures will just be in the 60s at the beaches. Low to mid-70s for Metro LA and OC, and just the low to mid-80s for the valleys in the IE. Even a little bit cooler as we head toward your Memorial Day. And then it looks like by the middle of next week, we could see highs back up in the 90s inland. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places like the 710.
We've got something around East LA just to bring to your attention here. Such a popular transition for rig traffic, commercial traffic out of Long Beach. But North 710, actually affecting south as well, but North 710 transition to the eastbound 60. The aftermath of a crash there is barely to the shoulder, so just be careful going by. Now, after that, actually, right now, the East 60, the East 10, the East 210, to the east out to San Bernardino, they're all looking really good. Now, not so good, the city of Orange, North 55, just past the 22, and the transition, actually, East 22 to North 55, there's a little spin out, a little bit of an issue there, so it's a little slow going through, southbound even a little slow. And the 405, really, from Seal Beach, Long Beach, all the way up to LAX, we're still, believe it or not, in pretty good shape. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
California Attorney General is such an important job. Is there any difference between the candidates?
Oh, yeah, it's night and day. Republican Eric Early is a true conservative. He's a huge Trump supporter.
I remember Early. Wasn't he a leader in the campaign to recall Governor Newsom? Who's he running against?
The Democrat Rob Bonta. Bonta is fighting the NRA over the assault weapons ban.
Where's Republican Early on gun rights?
Eric Early is a big Second Amendment defender, and he's very pro-life.
And the Democrat, Bonta, is strongly pro-choice?
That's right. Very different from Eric Early, who proudly calls himself the candidate from the Trump wing of the Republican Party. He's pro-Trump, pro-life, and pro-guns.
That says it all.
Yep. Let's remember to vote early, before the June 7th election for Attorney General.
Ad paid for by Communities for Justice, supporting Rob Bonta for Attorney General 2022. Committee major funding from California Correctional Peace Officers Association. Not authorized by a candidate or committee controlled by a candidate.
Here's to the great American settlers. The millions of you who settled for unsatisfying jobs because they pay the bills. Of course, there is something else you could do if you got something to say. Start a podcast with Spreaker from iHeart and unleash your creative freedom. Maybe even earn enough money to one day tell your old boss, "Hey, I'm no settler. I'm an explorer." Spreaker.com. Spreaker. Hustle on over today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Chef Fabio Viviani has arrived. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Prime Cup is open. Steakhouse meats and Brazilian churrasco.
Number 2.
Pescado is open. Try the seafood tower and oysters on the half.
And the number 1 reason.
The marketplace is open. It's an elevated all-you-can-eat casino dining experience you've got to try today. The marketplace is open.
Morongo. Good times.
Well, the weather's warming up and the days are getting longer, so it's time to ditch that extra baggage. Did you know that donating your old car or damaged car to Cars for Kids can take about 2 minutes? Fill out the easy forms at carsforkids.org or call them 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Cars for Kids will arrange for you to receive a tax deduction and a vacation voucher, so you'll be all set. Avoid the hassle of selling the car yourself. Just go to carsforkids.org today. And remember, that's Cars with a K.
This is Leland Smith, owner of Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, with another good deed for free. A customer was walking our technician Gerardo to his truck after a tune-up recently, and he noticed that the front gate was really hard to open. Upon closer inspection, he could see that the hinges were badly rusted, causing the gate to stick. He grabbed a can of WD-40 from his truck, but it wasn't enough to fix the problem. Next up, sandpaper. He grabbed some from his truck and went to work on those hinges for a few minutes, then a few minutes more, and then a few more minutes. Then he applied another dose of WD-40, and bam, the gate swung easy and free like the day it was installed. This customer was thrilled. She had been struggling with that gate for years. Thanks, Gerardo. Amazing what you can do with a little sandpaper and a can of WD-40. Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free.
Service Champions, plumbing, heating, AC, and good deeds for free.
Hey, there you are.
Hi, I'm not too late for the barbecue, am I? I'm hungry.
Not at all. Everyone's in the backyard. Let's grab you a plate.
Wow, everything smells so good.
Well, I can't take all the credit. I love the marinated meats at Stater Brothers. All I have to do is grill them. Oh, you gotta try the guac and fresh cut fruit. I got them there too. Just don't tell anyone.
Could have fooled me. Maybe I should shop at Stater Brothers.
Termite problems? Search PacificCoastTermite.com or call 800-PACIFIC.
KFI AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640. Bill Handel on Friday morning, May 27. We start the Memorial Day weekend. While we're talking about Uvalde this morning, and just this thing is blowing up. Bad phrase of words. It's we're exploring the questions. I mean, there's a lot of issues going on with the police response. Ironically enough, the NRA annual convention starts today in Houston, Texas, 300 miles, give or take, from Uvalde. And there's who's going to speak? Ted Cruz, former President Trump, is going to speak.
Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, was supposed to speak, but he bailed, and he is going to be at Uvalde instead, which is politically correct, and he should have done that anyway. I mean, that's appropriate for the Texas governor. And the people that make that AR-15, who normally would have a booth there, are pulling out. They're not going to be there. I mean, the optics of that would have been horrible. All right, moving over to fire season, and we'll go back to Uvalde. Steve Gregory is coming up at 8 o'clock this morning talking about his spin on it. So it's fire season. Well, it's always fire season, but it's really starting. And we've talked to Jen about this before. Her parents can't get insurance, can't get fire insurance, because they live in a fire area. And if you live in a fire area, then you know. It's insanely expensive, and in many cases, the insurance company just say, no thanks. Well, there is some new rules proposed by the California Department of Insurance looking at this and going, okay, I mean, we've got to do something about this. People have to be insured. And it would require insurance to take homeowners' efforts to reduce wildfire risk when setting premiums. Still allow non-renewals. No, thank you. We're out of here. But if they're going to insure, they have to indicate, okay, what have you done? And we've heard Dean Sharp give us all kinds of ideas. Those vents where embers can't come in. And you harden the house by removing brush within 200 feet. There's a bunch of ways to do that. You remove as much as burnable, burnable products or furniture, whatever you can that can burn. You move it away from the house. So there are ways of doing it. A roof, there are fire-rated roofs that do better than others, and it doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter. The insurance companies have been ignoring that, and the Department of Insurance saying you can't ignore that anymore. It has to be part and parcel of looking at insurance premiums. Guess who's fighting this? Oh, I don't know. The insurance companies. Why? Because part of them determining whether or not it's a fire area are models that they use to see which way fires go and which areas are more susceptible. For example, if you live Paradise up in the north that was wiped out by the fire, the Camp Fire, that was on top of this hill, and all the brush was in such a position that fire moves upwards, very risky for fire, where if you have a town at the bottom of a ridge, it's less of a fire danger. And so you look at the risks, and they do it with these computer models. Well, they're saying, since we use that, we're not going to be transparent, which the law calls for, and we're still going to do what we do. This is proprietary stuff. Also, look at the prices. Look at whether it's going to be insurable or not. But the big loophole, of course, is you don't have to, they can bail out and not give you insurance. And for those of you that know and live in a fire area and can't get insurance, California does give you insurance. It's called the FAIR Plan. And it only gives you fire insurance. It's not homeowners, which includes fire. It's only fire. It costs a fortune for that, and it is not a whole lot of coverage. And so you're going to pay more for a lot less, but at least you're going to have some fire insurance, of which the major companies say no. Oh, by the way, the hardening of homes, and the jury is out, the insurance companies say. There's not enough data. Well, there's data. There's a 2020 study from the National Association of Insurance Commissioners found that this works. You harden a home, and the chances of it burning down or being damaged by fire is less than the home down the street that has not been hardened. And so, are we going to see a change? Well, that one big loophole where insurance companies are simply going to say, nah, don't think so. And you could have a law. The insurance commissioner in California can say, if you want to sell insurance in California, you're selling fire insurance. That's it. One or the other. You can bail out. Obviously, we can't stop you from leaving the state. You know, there's slavery went out a little while ago.
but we can say if you don't offer A, then if you offer A, then you have to offer B. Figure that one out. Tesla and the self-driving claims. Let me tell you what self-driving means, autonomous vehicles. You don't know, and the authorities don't know. I'll explain that in terms of what's going on with Tesla. First, here's Jennifer Jones-Lee live from the Kfi 24-hour newsroom.
Retail inventory growth fell by more than half last month. Figures out this morning show retail inventories, excluding autos, rose 1.7% in April after climbing 3.5% in March. Delta Airlines will cut about 100 flights a day to avoid summer disruptions. JetBlue, Alaska, and Spirit also have reduced their schedules. And Michelle Wee West is stepping away from full-time competition on the LPGA Tour. She announced she'll take a break following next week's U.S. Women's Open. She wants to not retire from golf, but rather just for now spend more time focusing on being a mom. From the Driveway.com Weather Center, we've got a mostly sunny day ahead, cooler with temperatures just in the low 60s to the low to mid 80s. This report is brought to you by your Staples stores. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, let's go places like the 57 with Jeff Ball.
Yeah, unfortunately, always a trouble spot now. Diamond Bar is what we're going to talk about. But South 57, Diamond Bar Boulevard, excuse me, or Pathfinder, same thing. That's just past the 60. It's been a crash in Lanesville. It's the start of the uphill drive. 3 drivers involved, a lot going on. South 57 is already backed up through the 60-57 merge. It always gets to be a tough spot. Once past that, you're okay. Diamond Bar Boulevard, by the way, is still in pretty good shape, but you know how long that lasts. So I'll keep tabs on that for you. Now, leaving San Dimas to the west, West 210, there's always something going on at Citrus as well. Some comments on the off-ramp, but not too bad for the drive all the way to Pasadena. It's kind of slow, but at least moving with all lanes open. Eastbound side looks real good. Kfi Am the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Boss.
Staples offers the latest laptops and networking solutions for working from home, in office, or both. And right now, save up to $260 on select PCs. In-store only, offer ends 5/28, limit 2 while supplies last. The latest tech solutions at Staples, the working and learning store.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? Need Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates in one place. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Where can you find a super selection of new and pre-owned vehicles? At Norm Reed's Honda Superstore during our Norm Reed's Memorial Day event, where we make upgrading easy all month long. Get a fast and fair appraisal when you choose to trade or return any Honda lease to one of our 5 Honda Lease Return Super Centers. Shop our super selection of fuel-efficient used and certified pre-owned Hondas. If it's a new and customized Honda you're looking for, our friendly team will help you pre-order your Honda, including the incoming all-new 2023 Honda HRV coming soon. So trade to upgrade today. Visit our super award-winning Henry Honda Superstore location in Huntington Beach, West Covina, the Irvine Auto Center, Vista, and the #1 Honda store in the world in the Cerritos Auto Square. Shop online at normreeds.com.
There's only one candidate for mayor who hasn't raked in millions from special interests. Rick Caruso. One candidate who won't take a dime from corporations. Rick Caruso. One candidate who will work for $1 a year. Rick Caruso. One candidate whose only special interest is ending homelessness, curbing crime, and giving back to the city he loves. Rick Caruso. He can clean up L.A. Paid for by Rick Caruso for Mayor 2022. Additional information is available at ethics.lacity.org.
Sunny jackpots are waiting for you at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Join us every Thursday in June for a chance to win a 2022 BMW 540i or up to $100,000 cash. Earn entries all month long using your Club Serrano card at your favorite slots and table games. Not a member? Sign up today and you could plan the ultimate summer road trip in a new BMW or with thousands in cash. Hot tips, even hotter prizes. Only at SoCal's #1 casino, Yamava. Details at yamava.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
My name is Anthony Termino, and I approve this message.
Gavin Newsom has held public office for over 25 years. Do you feel safer? Do you like what's being taught in our public schools? Is this the California you want to hand over to your kids? Anthony Tremino is not another politician. He's a businessman, father of 5, and grandson of an immigrant who fled communist Cuba to pursue the American dream. On June 7th, vote Anthony Tremino for governor. This isn't about politics. It's about a better future for our kids. Paid for by Anthony Tremino Governor 2022.
Intuit is helping students go from classrooms to careers right here in LA. Intuit's job readiness program empowers students with real-world financial literacy and entrepreneurial skills. Learn how Intuit is helping students in LA at intuit.com/job readiness.
I never thought I'd be scared for my family and our 2 daughters' future. Crime has skyrocketed in Los Angeles under radical DA George Gascon. I'm thankful that we live in Orange County, but I worry every day that those politicians will come here to turn OC into LA. Our only hope is District Attorney Todd Spitzer. He's been fighting for Orange County safety for over 30 years as a police officer, teacher, assembly member, county supervisor, and now as our DA. Crime is rising, and the defund police movement is sweeping over California, but not in Orange County. Under Spitzer, OC is the safest major county in the state because Spitzer puts violent criminals behind bars, prosecutes sexual predators, and invests in crime prevention programs. My daughters, husband, and I are safe in Orange County with Todd Spitzer as DA. He'll never let us down and always puts our safety first. Please vote to re-elect District Attorney Todd Spitzer for my family and yours.
This ad is paid for by Todd Spitzer, District Attorney 2022.
Yeah, me and the boys are very excited to get back on the boat together, but just because excitement's up doesn't mean our guard's down. So we all wear life jackets. Save the ones you love. Life jackets save lives. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Water.
Awesome, bye, quá.
Yes, versus the music. Most prepare yourselves correctly before you get those. You can't yourselves correctly before they get twice to handle. You can't yourselves correctly before they twice to handle.
Climb inside the 2011 Audi A3. Injecting the driving experience with world-class power, precision, and modern style.
The 2-liter turbocharged gas engine was named one of Ford's 10 best engines for the 5th year in a row, as well as an International Engine of the Year for the 5th time. The available TDI clean diesel engine decreases CO2 emissions while providing impressive fuel economy.
The S-Line exterior accentuates the already powerful and bold exterior of the A3 with S-Line front and rear bumpers, rear spoiler, and S-Line badges on the fenders.
Up to 5 passengers bask in the comfort of the leather-trimmed interior. All premium features expected of an Audi are offered, including a rear window wiper, one-touch window functionality, a trip computer, turn signal indicator mirrors, and remote keyless entry.
The audio system features Audi Concert Radio with Sirius satellite radio. It provides 140 watts of power, MP3 capability, a CD player, an SD card slot, and auxiliary input. Side curtain airbags deploy in extreme circumstances, shielding you and your passengers from collision forces.
The 2011 Audi A3. With a commanding stance and aerodynamic design, this vehicle owns the road.
Don't know how you get on the road. Get on the road. Easy way to put. Seized. Queen Arisa. Please don't explode.